I definitely need to brush my hair. Like, I might even put a hat on at this point. That was my intro to DC10. I had one of the best nights of my life. And I was like, I need to be here. Sometimes if I don't have the camera, I feel lost. I got my first job in finance. I was studying corporate tax.
What a change of career.
I want to be friends with a DJ, I love your music. That was how I kind of got around and built my name. Like, obviously the proper first connection I had was with Michael. I met him on my birthday. I don't know if you've ever seen that photo of me where I've got the birthday banner and that stupid t-shirt. I looked a state.
How do you navigate through a really busy dance floor? Let's take DC10.
I get it back and I'm like, wow, this photo's amazing. Like, it has this burn mark on the top of it, which like almost cuts his head off. But for me, it makes the photo. Seth booked me to shoot his kid's first birthday. It was just like every DJ was there with their kids and I was like, this is bizarre, it's blowing my mind. Photography for me is just like one big game, like in my head. I'm just like constantly it's like playing a game. Sylvie, like, she does this like a little head shake and it's like, other drops coming. You are constantly in a mental battle with yourself. That's like the kind of the dark side of like the photography art.
I've seen you backstage at DC10 many of times sat in that office, like doing all of your edits.
So I built up a reputation from being that guy at the afters with his laptop out.
Yes.
But then I would like meet other creatives and they're like photoshopping the crowd. And I'm like, but that's wrong. I'm very much a vibes person. Like, when my vibe's right, my vibe's right. But
I am like that as well.
I actually set up an Instagram page called Rave at Attenborough. Which I was just going to do like gimmicky content at the after party, but then I was like, I don't know if people are going to like this. I feel that responsibility of like, you're trying to keep it alive and like do it for the right reasons, and you don't want it to just kind of get watered down to just being content. I just go with what feels right. And by doing that, it's always led me down this right path. And my most favourite photo I ever took was that one of Michael when he came back to DC10 mid-cancer treatment. That was ridiculous. I took Stussy to this Ibiza villa and I jumped in a bush. I don't know. I'm so getting in trouble for that.
Hello, I'm Katie Knight and welcome back to my podcast, Can You Put Me on Guestlist? Now, I think that there are a lot of people that are very excited about this episode. There have been many requests to get him on the podcast and he's finally here. With me is Lewis Nesbit, a self-taught nightlife photographer who went from a 9 to 5 to being plucked off the dance floor to shoot Michael Bibi, and 2 days after quitting was on a private plane to Ibiza. We talk New York, first seasons on the island, and how being a raver shapes the way he shoots. We also talk about the craft, finding real moments, editing and surviving peak time chaos at places like DC10. Plus the bigger picture, no phone policies, phones versus pro photography, and what it means to document a culture that's always changing. I absolutely love this episode. This is Lewis Nesbit on Can You Put Me on Guestlist?
Lewis Nesbit.
Hi.
Welcome to Can You Put Me on Guestlist?
No, I can't. Pleased to ask.
How often do you get asked for guest list?
Generally on Mondays and Thursdays during the months of April to October.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a lot of people asking you as well.
Yeah, you get a lot of repeat customers, but like, yeah, you get a lot.
How many people do you think have asked you for guest list in one season?
I don't actually know. What scares me is the people you don't know.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh yeah, I see you follow so-and-so and like, can you put me on with this or this? I'm like, what? I had one the other day, they asked me what music they think Seth's going to play at Fabric at the end of the month. And I was just like, I don't think he even knows. So like,
what, somebody actually just asked you that?
Yeah, he's like, I can see you replied to Fabric comments. Oh, are you going to be at Fabric? Like, do you know what music Seth's going to play? Because I'm deciding if I buy a ticket.
No,
I don't.
There are some randomers out there, aren't there?
There are a lot of randomers, yeah.
So are you still super busy after the summer season then?
No, winter is like my chill time. Like,
okay.
The summer is just like ridiculous. And then in the winter I like to kind of just travel and see all my friends, and we do like the odd international show, and that's like the big kind of blowout. But
summer for you is where it all happens?
Yes, the summer is ridiculous.
So am I right in saying that your first Ibiza season was only in 2022?
Yes, yeah, just after COVID.
Because like I've known you for ages, out and about, but I thought that you've just been in Ibiza for a really long time.
No, that's like, I'm a bit of a fraud in a way. It's like, I wish I went sooner, but like my kind of upbringing, I couldn't really afford to go to Ibiza, and I went to university and I was studying finance and doing all this stuff, and I was working in Iceland, like stacking frozen shells.
What, before you came to Ibiza?
Yeah, that's what not before. That was what I was doing at uni. And then I went from from university, I was working in finance for a bit, and then kind of got into the whole photography thing, and it just kind of spiraled. But it was all after COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because you like from you know, watching what you do and watching you grow, you would just think that you've just been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like a lot of the other like people doing like the content and stuff, they've been doing it for like 10 plus years. Like they've been in it for so long, and like they was in Ibiza in 2014, and I just wasn't there. Just wasn't me. I couldn't afford it.
Before you went to Ibiza to do a season, had you even been to Ibiza?
Literally, I went to Ibiza for one night to the Circle Loco opening. I think Bibi was playing before Peggy Goo in the Garden. I'd never been to Ibiza. Like, I used to work for Fuse at 93 Feet East, and they used to tell me, you're going to work at DC10 one day, you're going to work for Circle Loco. And like, so I got this, Michael was playing, I was like, I can go, I can take some photos, like it'd be an experience. And so I just flew on a whim and managed to catch him as he was going in the door, and he kind of dragged me in with him. And I was just running around in the backstage taking photos, and someone come to me, I think it was Nick, and was just like, can't do that. Who are you with this camera? You can't be doing that. And that was my intro to DC10. I had one of the best nights of my life. And I was like, I need to be here. Like, I just need to be here. This is the next step for me in my career. Like, I think I'd done what I wanted to do here, and that felt like the next move.
So your intro to DC10 was getting
told off
by Nick. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
He told me to put away my digital camera, so I just ran around with a film camera. But it's the best thing. I think it's the best thing he ever done for me. It was a
Do you ever
great
laugh
night.
about that now with him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know if he remembers, but that was a bizarre time. I ran around with this Polaroid camera. I got this crazy Polaroid of Peggy Goo, which will forever be one of my favourites.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So you were working in finance.
I was, yeah.
I'm guessing you didn't think that photography was on the cards as a career.
No, I actually fell into photography really bizarrely. So my housemate at my final year of university, he was like the photographer for the skiing society. And he used to take photos, like they'd always do the social events once a month, and he would be taking photos, and he used to get paid for it. And that was like his kind of how he made his money at uni. And it was the end of our final year. He got a bit too mash up one night, and he was just like, I need to go home, but I need to get paid, like blah, blah, blah. And I was drunk. I was just like, give me the camera. And that's how I got into it. Like, he just kind of just handed me his camera, like fully manual, even with like focus, and I was like, didn't know what I was doing. But I had the best time ever, because I was quite shy. Like, I used to love music, and I'd go out and party. Like, I wouldn't really talk to too many people. I'd just be doing my thing. And then he gave me the camera, and it kind of like it opened me up a bit. Like, I felt like the life of the party. I was like speaking to everyone and having a good time. And then he texted me the next day and was like, have you done this before? I was like, no. He's like, the photos are pretty good. And I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, but you took way too many photos.
Now I've got to go through all of it.
Yeah. He's like, thanks, but no thanks.
Wow.
And that's how I fell into it.
That's mad.
Yeah.
So you'd never picked up a camera at that point?
No, like, I was kind of into it. Like, I had some friends who was like fashionable, and like we would go to London, and like they would be buying like Supreme and stuff, and when that was like the thing.
Yeah.
And we'd go out and just take photos around London, and that was kind of like on my phone, and I'd go to concerts and want to take photos on my phone. It was like kind of drawn to it. But then I got given an actual camera, and I was like, I don't know, it kind of unlocked like a new part of me, I think, and that was where I was like, I need to lean into this. So
I love the fact that it unlocked a part of you, and it wasn't the fact of, you know, that you've seen that you've done really good photos, but it was more like for yourself that you really found that other side of you through it. Yeah,
it was nice. It was like weird. I had a confidence I didn't really have before, and it was strange. I didn't really care about what I was doing when I had a camera in my hands. It was, yeah.
Do you think that your confidence has grown since becoming a photographer?
Yes and no. Like, there's times I go out and I feel lost. Like, sometimes if I don't have the camera, I feel lost.
Really? That's so
because like you have purpose. Like, you're in a party and you're looking around the room, you don't know anyone. You're like, what am I doing here? I don't like talking to people anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that weird? I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. I feel like if you probably, I mean, obviously I'm not a photographer, but I think when you go out and you know who you've got to go and talk to, or you've got something specific to do, then it just makes it all a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, and like also just like you get used to just talking to so many people, just trying to get on my guest list.
Yeah.
So it's like, hello, I follow you on Instagram. Like, can you follow me back? And then the next week, like, oh yeah,
Like,
can you put me on my guest list?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why.
Yeah.
So at that point then, your friend had now had to go through all of these hundreds of pictures that you've taken the night before. What happened next? Did you just carry on going out with him, or?
No. So we kind of graduated. I went back to London, and I got my first job in finance. I was studying corporate tax at a small firm in Liverpool Street, and
what a change of
that
career.
it was a big change up. And it was so dry, but like it was. What I'd studied for is what apparently I wanted, and I got into it and was like, this is not for me. But I was getting more and more into photography, so I was watching like all these guys on YouTube and like being like, oh, look at this guy when he goes on holiday. Well, he lived in the US, but he'd take photos of things and make things like still life look so beautiful, like something you want to hang on your wall. And that was like my inspiration, was like, oh, I want to be taking photos like that when I travel. Maybe I wanted to travel the world, so when I go to this place, maybe I only go there once. But then I'll take some photos like this. So when I saved up for a year, actually that's a lie, I probably don't know if I should say this, but I took out a travel loan from my work and I bought a camera. So I was like, I was so tight by doing that, but I bought a camera.
That's great.
And that was how I did it. And then I just started taking photos of everything and anything.
Wow.
And I realised it's not that easy. It's
Is it harder than people think?
I think like now it's like, I don't know, you can get cameras that they have like presets built into it, and so it kind of looks pretty good straight out of the camera. But like if you're shooting like a raw image and when you've got to edit it, you realise it's a whole different beast.
It's a whole different thing.
And I'm still learning. I'm constantly learning. I think that's the kind of curse of photography is, but it's like a constant, you try to grow.
Totally.
Like, you know, you're never content. You can always be better.
Do you think that the fact that you're self-taught and have learnt this by yourself has changed the way that you shoot and the idea and concept that you have behind a shoot?
I think for me, I'm kind of just open to everything. Like in terms of like, I can't say I know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Like I know what I'm doing, but like, am I doing it the right way? Probably not. But it's what works for me and it's my style. And it's like, that's the art behind it, is like having your own expression in your work.
Yeah.
And for me, it's always bizarre that people connect with it. Like, why me? Like, why not someone else? You know, why do they like my photo over someone else? That's what I don't ever understand, but I'm just thankful that I'm doing what I'm doing.
What do you think it is that make people connect with your photography? Do you think it's the fact that because your photos are always like very real and, you know, very authentic, and I think that's, you know, the beauty of it. There's nothing like too staged or too forced. Yeah,
that's something I try to carry through in my work, but I just kind of want people to be themselves and be comfortable. Like when I started doing the like nightlife photography and I got to doing some like bigger events and stuff, I would see other photographers doing my job, but they would blend in like chameleon, like, but in a way that like they don't get involved, they don't speak to the artist. Whereas I was the polar opposite. I was like, I want to be friends with a DJ, I love your music. Like, it was like, that was how I kind of got around and built my name. But it was like, I wanted them to be comfortable because you're going to see things that, you know, maybe you shouldn't see, or, you know, whatever. You're going to be around stuff. Like, I want to take photos, but like, you have to build that rapport with someone before you can do that. And so that's why I didn't understand the photographers who were just I get why you're just doing the job, but like, you're not capturing all the other stuff that you could be capturing, and that's the magic stuff. That's the stuff that people want to see.
Totally.
But it's about making people comfortable, and I also just want people to be comfortable and to enjoy themselves and party. Yeah. You know,
which is the whole point of it.
Yeah. Because it's like that's lost like now, especially like phones and
I wanted to talk about that. And we'll get into that in a bit.
I'm jumping the gun.
No. But before we get into that, I just wanted to ask about, so you said obviously, you know, you wanted to be friends with these DJs and meet people in the industry. So what was your first connection to the music industry? Because I understand that you were a raver before and you've always loved music and going out. But who was like the first person you met in the industry, and what was that step like from just being on the dance floor to a professional?
That's a good question. Who was the first? I mean, I used to go to like all sorts of events at Studio 338. When I first started getting into it like properly, I went to like Elro or something, I think it was, with my friend Divian from my placement year, and we went to Elro and saw Salado and things like that. But when I went to Studio 338 in the garden, that was like where you could kind of like mingle.
Yeah.
Because people would just be chilling out in the garden, the stage was there, like you walk down to go inside, so they would be around. And I think I met like Mark Knight and was chatting to him, and like, you know, they was like, oh yeah, maybe you can take some photos for us. And it was like, I was talking to these people and I was like, this is brilliant. But then I think the real, like obviously the proper first connection I had was with Michael. Like I met him on my birthday, and it was actually, I don't know if you've ever seen that photo of me where I've got the birthday banner and that stupid t-shirt.
The famous photo.
There was a stupid t-shirt of from Love Island or something, which I bought for £2 on a Boohoo sale. I dressed to the nines. I had this stupid badge my friend had bought me as well, which was like a meme. I don't even know. I looked a state. And Michael comes up behind me, and no, actually, so the way this happened was we booked tickets to see him at Highfields Festival 2 weeks later. Then they announced Solid Grooves on my birthday at 338, and I was like, we have to go. Like, I'd never seen Michael play, but like, we know his music, and like everyone's like buzzing about this guy. We need to go and see him play. And then they announced the Solid Grooves party, so we booked these tickets, and we go on my actual birthday, dressed to the nines, and he comes up to me and goes, "Oi, birthday boy." And it was just like, I turned around and just froze. I was like, oh my God, it's Michael Bibi. And I was just like, can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then it started to rain, and he goes to me, he's like, oh, just like tell everybody like I'm moving it inside. And I was probably off my head. And just turned to the crowd and was like, oh, everybody, Michael's playing inside. And everyone's looking around like, what's going on? And he just like looked back and just laughed and walked in. And he was playing a disco set. I don't know, Michael, play more disco sets. That was great.
Yes, we want more of that. And then, so then after that, how did you guys keep in touch, or what happened?
So I don't know. I don't think like I reached out to him necessarily then, but I went to the Highfields. We had these tickets.
Okay, yeah.
So we went to Highfields Festival, and he was playing after Alicia in the like forest stage. And I went to the station, and there's a Boots at King's Cross, and I went into the station and I saw these disposable cameras, and so I was like, I couldn't take I wanted to take my photos, you know. So I went and bought these disposables, bought one colour and one black and white, and then we took the train, got there, partied the day away, and I was just smashing through the photos. Like, before I knew it, I had like no colour photos left. I was like, what am I doing? And I held this one black and white photo on the off chance that I bumped into Michael and was able to like get a photo of him. It's so bizarre. I'm in the crowd, like just partying, and he's there, and then I was like holding up a photo of us together, like, oh, it's me. And he sees me, and he's like, you, 5 minutes down there. And then so he comes off to the side of the stage, and I kind of gone up all starstruck. And I was like, he's like, the first thing he said to me was like, oh, how was your birthday? And I was like, why the hell do you give a about my birthday?
Yeah.
Like, anyway, that was a nice thing. And then as he was about to go, I was like, oh, can I just quickly snap a photo of you? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he just goes like this. And then I snapped this photo. It's like my prized possession. I go and get it developed the next day. And then I'm sat in the office at work, and I post it I get it back, and I'm like, wow, this photo's amazing. Like, it has this burn mark on the top of it, which like almost cuts his head off. But for me, it makes the photo, because it's like, it almost ruined it, but for me, it makes it. And I mean, yeah, I put it on my story, and when an hour passes and I get a notification, Michael Bibi wants to send you a message, and I was just like, sorry, if my boss sees this, I ran to the toilet and probably spent 15 minutes in the toilet pretending to be in the bathroom whilst I dealt with this situation. But yeah, I was just like losing my shit at work. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can swear. But
you can swear, trust me. We've had the likes of Nick Yates, Neil Evans on here, you can swear.
Amazing. But yeah, I mean, I was just like losing my at work, and then like I get a message like an hour later, like Michael Bibi's tagged you in a post, and again I'm losing it, and then he's like, Michael Bibi has followed you. But off the back of that, like, I started getting hit up by all these like young promoters who were just like, oh yeah, Michael follows you, like I've seen this photo. Yeah, you must be really good at photography. And it made me like realise straight away, like it's not about, you know, it is about your work, but also like having that on your side like is actually more of a key than sometimes the work itself, because people will be like, oh, this is the hot guy right now, like, and if he's like messing with you, then yeah, you must be something.
Yeah.
So that opened up doors for me as well, which was crazy.
It's the part, a massive part of this industry obviously is the connections and network and the networking that you do, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess from them seeing that he was, you know, following you and tagging you and stuff, then they were just like, we need to be working with this guy.
Yeah, and so like that kind of opened up some doors for me, and then I kind of just like realised that part of the game. It was just like, you know, I need to be like around this. Well, you know, he's given me the time to actually share my stuff, and like no other DJ have really done that.
Yeah.
And then so we'd booked tickets to go to Warehouse Project, like when I'd never been before, and he was playing, and it was just, again, I would just bring a film camera and I would just take photos, and then I'd always hit him afterwards and be like, here's the photos.
Nice.
And it was just like a kind of like, you know, thank you, here's some photos. You know, I didn't really ask anything for it, but it just built our relationship organically.
And I guess this is probably a time where he was really starting to blow up as well.
Yeah.
So it probably feels like you guys have probably grown together in it.
Yeah, to be honest, a lot of the artists that I've always kind of worked with have always been people who, like, they're on a trajectory. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I feel like an A&R at times. I'm just like, I like love the music, so it's just like, I'm like, yeah, this guy's got it, this guy, like, you know, you can tell who's got it.
Yeah.
And like, they're just going.
Totally.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I remember like when I first met Stussy and Rossi and like all these people, and I was just like, you've got it. Like, and they're just now just like the top of their game. It's insane.
Does it feel quite surreal to you that you're now working in this industry, doing what you absolutely love, surrounded by music, and building these relationships with really creative people compared to what you were doing before?
It does, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, my family do not understand what I'm doing. Like, I take my stepdad and my mum to DC10 once a year, like, for a party, and like, they absolutely love it.
Really?
But like, I remember the first time I took them, and I think it was actually my birthday, and like, Stussy was singing me happy birthday backstage, and they didn't know who this man was. And Paulser, my stepdad loves Paulser. He's like, yeah, that tall guy, David. And I'm just like, oh, sorry, I don't know if I should say his name. Sorry, Paulser.
Now we know.
But yeah, it's just like, you know, you just, they don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
my stepdad's a massive raver. Like, he's in his,
Is he?
Yeah, he's like in his 60s. He was throwing warehouse raves in the 80s and 90s and all sorts.
I love it.
So that's actually how that's another reason why I got into the music. It was like our bond. Like, he would show me music and I would show him music. And I remember Bicep Glue, when I was playing that in my bedroom when Matt was like first come out, and he was like smashing down my door, like, what is this song? I need to know what this song is.
Oh, he must love the fact that you're working in this then.
Yeah, no, he does. Like, he always sends me music and stuff. Like, oh, I've got this mix, and he's trying to like get me. He took me to Moondance.
Wow.
Have you ever been to Moondance?
I've never been to Moondance.
No, he took me to Moondance to see some Acid House. That was an experience.
Amazing.
I'm trying to think of the DJs I saw. Like, I met like Chalky White and all of these like old school.
Amazing.
The old school crew. Slipmat, my stepdad's obsessed with them. Acid Brothers, Rat Pack.
Amazing.
Like, proper old school, but like, I love it. Like, I'm so open for anything.
He must love seeing all of the photos that you snap then.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he didn't even get it either because the music's different. Like, he doesn't necessarily like the music that I like.
Yeah.
Like, he prefers all the old school stuff, but like, yeah, I think he's just, I don't know, he just lives through me a bit, I guess, because it's like, I'm just doing my thing, and he probably loves to have been doing that, but
Yeah, totally.
it wasn't a thing then.
Yeah.
It was like anti-camera.
Yeah.
It still is a bit anti-camera.
Well, it is. It is. I think, you know, my boyfriend collects a lot of like the old fanzines, which are amazing fanzines, amazing magazines that have like all old photography in them. And I just think there's something so beautiful about seeing pictures from that time. And I always wonder, people that, you know, lived the dance music scene in the 80s and 90s and be able to look back on their moments must be so cool to look at.
No, it was crazy then, no? Like, and also you just didn't have digital cameras, so it was all film, and like, it was all like more intentional. Like, you wouldn't just take a photo because, well, it was probably cheaper back then, but like, you would take a photo because you wanted to take a photo, not because you can. Like,
Yeah, totally.
that's the thing with a digital camera or a phone. It's just like, you're just taking it because you can.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, that's the kind of a battle I've had this year is like, I don't know, like, you feel like you're lost in the whole digital thing. Like, are you actually doing your best work?
What do you mean that in a sense because there's just a lot of people taking photo and footage because they have a phone in their hand? or a battle in the sense of what kind of camera you're using?
So like a bit of both. So like there's like a hell of a lot more people now just doing content.
Yeah.
Like it's just become so oversaturated with people just doing content. Like it's a cool thing. Like I want to be around my like you know. Don't get me wrong. It's the reason why I got into it. But it's like there's just so many people doing it now that it's like kind of watered it down a bit. But then also it's like just like if I take a digital photo, I can take it 1,000 times. Whereas if I take a film photo, it's like I can't. It's so expensive to shoot film.
Yeah.
So I'm like a lot more intentional with what I'm doing when I do that, and so for me that's like a DJ playing vinyl all night long.
Exactly.
So like it's like that's the art of the photography is like being able to capture it on film, and it means so much more to me if I've done it on film than it does digitally.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's some moments where I'm just like, wow, like that was a moment, but realistically, unless it's done on film, it's like kind of.
But also, I think the beauty of that as well is like what you said before, that first black and white photo that you took of Bibi, and it's, you know, it's not 100% perfect. There was like the burnt part at the top of the picture. That like the imperfection is the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. And like that's the thing with film is like you can't really replicate that. It just happens.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that's the magic of it. Sometimes you absolutely hate it, but
yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, like now that's what this year I've been striving to like force myself to shoot more film and to kind of just be more confident to just run with that.
Do you go out with like multiple cameras then?
Oh yeah, I've got like 5.
What, on one night you go out with 5 cameras?
Yeah, I don't know where my bag is, but there's 5 in there right now.
Really? Do you take them everywhere with you?
No, it's too heavy. Like you have to do the backpack test at the end. It's heavy.
Okay, I'll do a backpack test.
But there's too many cameras. But the thing for me is like if I don't have it, I can't use it. So then I'm just like, oh, I need to have like I have my digital obviously, and then I have a film version of that, and then I have like a pocketable film camera because you don't want to be lugging around 2 big cameras. And then you have I have a medium format camera, and I normally have a Polaroid.
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
Yeah, I'm a nightmare. I'm an overpacker, massive overpacker.
I can imagine. That's a lot of stuff to carry around.
But if you don't have it, then you can't use it. So then you're just like, you know.
So how do you navigate through a really busy dance floor? Let's take DC10, you know, on a Monday or on a Thursday, for example. Dance floor's packed. You've got all of these cameras. Like, is it hard? Or do you just, as you said before, do you kind of like camouflage it?
So I don't know, in the last like year or so, I've kind of realised that you need to kind of, I go back to the office, which is a bit dangerous because you can get trapped in there, but I go to the office and then I just like, I set everything out and I'm just like, what am I going out for? I have to be in my mind, like what am I going to go and do right now? What photo am I going to take? Like, and normally I'm on a bit of a routine, it depends. With Serco it's a bit more free flowing because it's more about like, we capture the essence of the party and not so much the artists. But with Solid Grooves it's like artist focused, like very different like kind of what I'm doing. So with that in mind, it's like, oh, what do I need to go and shoot right now? And so I normally just take the digital because like that's what they want. Like they want the quick turnaround. But occasionally I'll be like, no, let's put that down for a minute, and I'm going to go and do something for myself, and I'll go and take some film photos. Or it's all just depends on what is in my mind of what I'm going to do.
That's interesting. So you kind of have a little bit of a plan in your head of what you're going to do.
But you never know what you're going to walk into. So.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that winds me up is I'll go and I'll be like, oh no, this person's here. I wish I had my Polaroid right now. I've got to run 20 minutes through the club to go and get it. Like, so if you don't have it, like, what do you do? Like,
yeah.
This is what drives me mad.
Yeah. What is like the most unexpected or why? Well, let's do unexpected first. The most unexpected thing that you've ever shot.
Most unexpected thing I've ever shot. So Seth booked me to shoot his kid's first birthday. And that blew my mind. Like I still say that is like my proudest photography booking. Like, he was like, yo, like you shoot clubs, right? I was like, yeah. Like he's known me for a few years. Yeah, I shoot clubs. He's like, so you know, do you think you shoot DJs? He's like, that must translate to kids, right? And I was like, what? He's like, well, it's my kid's first birthday. Can you shoot my kid's first birthday? And I was like, I would do that with honour, yes.
That is amazing.
That was insane. It was very bizarre. I felt so uncomfortable, but I was just like, this is an honour. All right, thanks, Seth.
That's really cool. That must have been a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was just like every DJ was there with their kids, and I was like, this is bizarre. It's blowing my mind.
You're like capturing them, like a different side to them as you would normally do at a club.
Yeah. And we all just stood around, like, Seth was barbecuing, he made these crazy ribs. And it was just like, we was all just standing around eating this barbecue and like, oh, look, which DJ is it now? And like,
being civilised.
Yeah. Oh, look, oh, it's their kid. Oh, it's like a mini version of them.
Oh, that's so
crazy.
much fun.
It was crazy.
Okay, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever had to shoot?
The weirdest thing? Oh, I don't know. You've stumped me. I mean, the craziest, there was a crazy moment, I think it was the end of my first season, and we were all in the booth, and some girl took her underwear off and like threw it. And I had a VHS at the time. I was kind of like into the old skateboarding VHS, and I had too many cameras, so I just sat that off. But she threw it, and it landed on the camera, and you can just see the underwear just like over the front of the camera. And then someone, I'm not going to say who because they won't be happy, but someone decided to take it off and put it on their head, and like we're just wearing it. It's not okay. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that there.
You must capture all sorts.
Yeah, like literally anything, you know. You're drawn to it. Like,
yeah.
I was thinking about this on my way here today. It was like there was moments where when I started working with No Art, and they was like kind of forcing me just to shoot film, which was like so scary. But we would do these parties, and I'd be like running around, and you're very precious. You only have 36 photos like in a row, and the budget don't stretch for that many rolls. So you've got like say 5 rolls max for a whole party. And there's 5 DJs on the lineup, so you're kind of like giving yourself 1 roll per set. That's 36 photos, an hour and a half. That's insane. You can do that in a second with a digital camera.
Yeah.
So like you're like very, but then I was taking photos of like signs, and I was just thinking, what was going through my head? But those are some of my favourite photos.
Really?
Like just like the kind of like weird details, but add to the story of like the night.
Interesting.
You know, like and just like you'll see someone a bit too mashed up, and you're just like, got ya. But like they're the best photos. Like I don't know, there's something about them.
I guess it's part of the story. It's storytelling.
Yeah, and that's like something I just kind of like done naturally over time. But now I kind of understand what it is I'm trying to do. Like why have I took that photo? You know.
Is there something really nice about when you get these photos developed and you go through each one and you kind of think back on why you took that specific photo at that specific time?
Yeah, especially more so like this with the digital stuff. I don't enjoy looking at it. Like the back end is like my worst nightmare. You're sat in front of the laptop for like 4 to 6 hours. Because that's the other thing. People just think, oh, you do the job and it's like, oh, you got the best job ever. No, I go and sit and work for just as long tomorrow on editing as I do the actual shoot.
Yeah. It's
not easy. But with the film stuff, yes. When I first started, I hated it. Because they'd come back black, just have nothing. It'd be like my fingers over the lens or something. But like as I got better equipment and got better, at what I'm doing, definitely like the going back to a moment and being like, oh, I captured it. Like it's like an achievement. It's like a game.
I can imagine.
Like photography for me is just like one big game. Like in my head, like I used to be quite a mathematical person, so I'm just like constantly it's like playing a game. You're just changing the settings and trying to capture the moment best you can. And you're kind of also anticipating. You don't really know what's going to happen, but you have to be ready for it.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to give a big thank you to the sponsors of this podcast, Labelworks, the engine behind thousands of independent dance labels around the world. So if you're an artist or a label owner looking to push your sound further, you need a system that works as hard as you do. Labelworks gives you everything: distribution, royalty management, promo tools, and industry insights all in one powerful platform. For more than 15 years, they've been a pillar of the electronic scene, helping underground imprints, rising artists, and global brands run smoother, smarter, and stronger, breaking through the crowded avenues of the music industry to reach a growing community of music lovers. And what makes Labelworks different is that it's not just tech. It's built by people who live and breathe dance music, people who know what it takes to get a release noticed, charted, and to build a label that lasts. So if you're ready to grow your label and get your music heard around the world, check out labelworks.com. This episode is also powered by TrackStack, the all-in-one platform built for music creators. So with TrackStack, artists can send and receive promos, get their unreleased tracks into DJs' hands, and even create social-ready promo videos through TrackStack Showcase. You can browse inboxes to see which labels and artists are open for submissions, and you can filter them by genre, and then easily track what you've sent, when you sent it, and the status of each submission. So whether you are managing demos, sharing promos, or leveling up your productions, TrackStack helps you do it all very, very easily. And if you want to try it for yourself, you can use the code CUPMOG, that is the first letter of every word of Can You Put Me on Guest List, for 10% off for life. And finally, if you have not yet subscribed to this podcast, then please do. And if you can leave a review or share it with your friends, I would be forever grateful, because it really, really helps the podcast grow. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Is there a specific thing that you see in a moment, in a crowd, in an artist that makes you realise that's a moment?
So the more you spend with an artist, like, they have their kind of gives. Like, they'll do, like, for instance, like Sylvie, like, she does this like little head shake, and it's like, oh, the drop's coming. Like, you know, like Michael and stuff, feel like you'll know when he's gonna have a little turnaround. Like, it's just kind of, you get their character, I would say. But for me, actually, it's just, I listen to the music. Like, I don't really like, I'm looking around, but like, my main drive is the music. Like, I'll be backstage and I'll hear something come in and be like, oh, this is going to be the one. Like, I'm going to get the hands in the air, or I'm going to get whatever, like, it's going to be a moment. And like, just hearing music and like understanding the music, I will then run to the booth or run to the crowd, like wherever I can, and capture the best moment I can in that moment.
That's super interesting what you said about, you know, you will now identify certain things that some of these artists do to know when it's going to be a good picture. And I guess that goes back to what we were saying at the start of the conversation, that, you know, a huge part of this industry is networking and getting to know people. Do you think that as a photographer, if you didn't have them relationships, it would be harder to shoot that specific artist?
Yeah, I mean, also for me, it's just about feeling comfortable to even take a photo. Like, I have this whole kind of thing about, like, when do you have the right to take a photo? Because I was talking to Paulser about this before. He's got this whole thing about, is like, he doesn't want people to just take photos of him and share them on the internet, and he likes the control of his image. And like Peggy as well is like obsessed, like, with her image. Like, she comes to me like, you can't post them photos without me looking at them. Like, and I get it, because it's like, you don't want just any old photo of you going out and you looking sloppy or whatever, like, you know.
Yeah. That's
not a thing. So it's like, yeah, when do you have a right to take an image? And sometimes I don't feel comfortable to take images, you know. I'll be like in a position like, I don't want to take a photo of that. So yeah, I don't know.
When do you have the right to take an image then?
I don't I don't know. But it's like, as you get more comfortable with people, like, you know, is now a good time or not? You get a sense for it. I don't know. Everyone's different. Like, other photographers will just like gung-ho it and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get that photo.
Yeah.
And like, but I'll just be a bit more reserved, and there's like an etiquette as well. Like, I'll be stood behind a DJ and like there'll be videographers like everywhere, and it's like a bit of a dance.
Yeah.
It's so strange. I used to have this thing, I had a flow. I'd be like in a rhythm, especially with Michael, and I'll just like, he'd step in a certain way and I'd be like behind him. It's like you're dancing. And like, I don't know, in my head that was what I was doing. And then my hands would be moving, and it was kind of second nature, like muscle memory.
Like that, can you remember that famous Boiler Room clip where Solomon's dancing, and then is it Magdalena behind him and do the exact same step? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that was part of it, and it just felt like a bit of a dance. It was kind of a beautiful thing. Like, I would just be lost in my moment, just trying to capture the best I can, and you get so kind of used to the lens.
Yeah.
Like, I have this 24mm lens, which is like, I've took all my favourite photos, I think, on that thing. But I would just like throw it around. I wouldn't even be looking for a viewfinder, but I would just know.
Yeah.
And it was so weird, but it just come naturally.
It must be such a nice feeling having a job in which you have that feeling of being so in it, like in your mind, and feeling so creative and going with the flow, rather than it just being a job and you turning up, taking some snaps and then leaving.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because like, I absolutely like adore what I do, and I'm so thankful for like what I do, but you are constantly in a mental battle with yourself. That's like the kind of the dark side of like the photography art, is like I could be better. Like, and am I actually good at this, or am I just friends with this DJ? Like, you know, did I get here for the right reasons? You know, you're constantly evaluating yourself against your competition. No, not your competition, but like, why am I here? And also, you just always worry that it could just be gone like that. You know, the scene changes, or you fall out of favour, and everything you care for is suddenly not there anymore. So there is that dark side of it, which people maybe don't appreciate.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, fantastic.
Yeah. No, I mean, what you're doing, and especially in the you know, the amount of time that you've been doing this, it's amazing. That's why how long have I asked you to come on the podcast for?
Yeah, I know, it's been a while, but
I was like, I'm sure you have so much to say. And you told me before that you've never done a video interview before.
No, first time. Yeah, I've had offers for things in the past, and I've always shied away from it because I get nervous.
Well, I feel very honoured. I feel very honoured that you're doing this. I wanted to ask you about editing as well, because you said before, obviously, you know, sometimes you come back, especially when you've been shooting on your digital camera, and then you've got like loads of pictures to go through. What do you have like a process for this? Do you, as soon as you've left the club, do you go straight home and edit? Because I've seen you backstage at DC10 many of times, sat in that office, like doing all of your edits, or in random places and at afters and stuff.
I just say I built up a reputation for being that guy at the afters with his laptop out.
Yes.
Which was just like, it felt natural to me because it's what I used to do in London. I don't know if I can say this, but I used to go like to Fuse and like to these parties with all my friends, and we'd go back to one of their apartments, and I'd still be at the apartment on Tuesday, just like editing my photos, and then like logged on to my like 9 to 5 because we could remotely work.
Wow.
I'm so getting in trouble for that. But I was
I
was definitely just like there working, and it was like second nature to me to just get it done. Like, I've got to get it done. So like.
And at that point, it wasn't even your job because you were still doing your 9 to 5. So it was more of a passion.
Yeah. So I was just doing it for weekends, and then just editing whenever I could. And like, it's just part of it, especially when I was working with Fuse, like they kind of drilled that into us. We would go and shoot 15 minutes of a DJ, and then we'd go to the office and edit for 15 minutes, and then we'd go and shoot the DJ for 15 minutes. It was like just a bounce.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of drilled into me, like getting content churned out, like as the night's going along, like to give live updates. And it's like, I don't think many people were doing that.
Yeah.
I think that kind of changed that. Maybe for the worse, but it's like, but that was like something we used to do. And then like, when I would go to these parties and villas, and everyone's like, come here, and I'd be like, if I go home, I'm just going to crash. So I would just go to the afters and sit and edit.
Totally.
And like see all my friends, and also the being in the music and the vibe of it. Like, I think that also goes into the final product.
Do people ever try and like interfere and come over and like, show me what you've done?
Oh, the work. I hate people watching me edit. Like, I can't edit like on a plane or anything. I'm like, people are gonna be over my shoulder like watching me, and people start asking me questions, and I'm just like, oh, just leave me alone. It's like, I want to know everything, and like they get nosy and like, or people
who's that?
People give opinions of things, and I'm just like, that's great, but like I'm still gonna do what I want to do. Like, that's what's got me here. Like, I'll take some people's advice, like maybe other creatives, but like, people are, I like that. I'm like, you don't understand like how much is going into this photo. Like, you take the photo, you put the preset on, you have hundreds of presets you've made over the years, you have to find the one that works, and when you start to edit, anyway, it's a process.
Yeah, I can imagine. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like what you said, you got yourself, you know, where you are now, and you've done it in your own way, so it's just sticking to how you want to do it and being authentic. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, it's really important for me to give authenticity. It's actually like part of when I first got into this. I would go to parties, and then I'd come back and I'd see the albums, and they'd be like, it wasn't what I saw. Like, it would just be like the big room shot. I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see the DJ. I want to see what's going on backstage. I want to see like people in the crowd. It would always be like that beautiful big room shot, and I was just like, that's so what? But that's what sold tickets. so that was it. That was the marketing behind it. It was like, oh yeah, well, look, big event. But then I would like meet other creatives, and they're like photoshopping the crowd, and I'm like, but that's wrong. Like, you're manipulating people to like make it look like a party's more sold out or like more of a vibe, and I'm like, that's not right. But that's my 2 cents. Like,
I think basically it is, you know, your photos, as I said at the beginning, are very authentic, and you've come you know, from somebody that has always loved music and been on the dance floor, and people love to see that connection and that like raw side of the dance floor rather than making something look pretty and enhanced.
Yeah. No, I think that was the thing that I kind of maybe cottoned on to, that kind of allowed me to carve my lane. Also, and a lot of luck. Like, I kind of fell into this role at 93 Feet East during COVID. Like, my good friend Dan, he's an amazing videographer, he was doing a live stream for Infuse at the time and was just like, oh, do you want to come down and just like take some photos? I was on my lunch break, I like snuck out of work and took some photos. And it was like Laidlaw, Roscoe, Michael James, this little thing at 93 Feet East during COVID, like you couldn't do any parties, right? And they was like, wow, your photos are really good, like do you want to come down, we're going to do like these sit-down parties. And then I started shooting all these 93 sit-down parties. And I met everyone, like Richie Ahmed, Archie Hamilton, Alan Fitzpatrick, like all of these people just come through every week, like Josh Baker, like Ben Sterling. Like, I met all these DJs and was just like surrounded by them.
Yeah.
Because it was the only real thing going, like one of the only thing going on. And I just like, and then there's my friend Charlie, who was doing Casita at the time, and he was working at We Are, and they did like a We Are sit-down party. And I was just, I don't know, I was just networking the hell out of the DJs, like
I love that.
naturally. And then it just meant after COVID, everyone kind of, I was on the radar. And so that's what allowed me to just kind of go, yeah.
Did it feel like it was a risk when you left your 9-to-5 job?
Oh God, yeah. So I was like the worst person for saving money, because I was like constantly just buying like camera stuff and like just spending money on film and like investing into myself. But like it meant I didn't really have a lot of savings when I quit my job, and I didn't really know what I was going into. And at the time it was like, oh, this is gonna be fine, like I'm gonna do this. And like when I got there, it was like, actually, this is just a lot. And I didn't have a place to stay. I was like staying on my friends' sofas. Like I stayed between like 3 different friends' houses that summer. Like it was crazy.
Really?
But it was just like, I got the opportunity and everyone was like, you've got to do it. Like,
Yeah.
how can you say no to that? And that was always my thing in my back of my mind. I said if I got the chance to go full time, I would do it without batting an eyelid. And then Michael kind of offered me that opportunity. And
Did you quit your 9-to-5 because Michael had offered you a job, or did you quit it thinking, I'm now open to whatever may come next?
no, I mean, like for me, it was for him. Like it'd always been about him. Like he'd been the guy to kind of like give me the in and like kind of elevate me.
Yeah.
And give me those opportunities that no one else was really giving me, you know? And that was always my dream, like to go to Ibiza and do that. Like I went and did that one show and I was just like, this is my next step. And then he hit me up a week later and was like, yeah, so I need you in Ibiza like every week for the next 17 weeks. And I was just like, okay. I was like, let me do the math. I was like 17, like how much holiday do I have left? Can I take, and I went to my boss because it was Thursday nights, right? And I actually went to my boss and said, can I take every Friday off for the next 17 weeks? And I was thinking he was just going to be like, yeah, because I had like 20 odd days holiday. He was like, not a chance. And I was just like, what? I was like, but I've got the holiday. He's like, no, you can't do that. Like, it's like, it won't be productive. Like, you'll go to, you won't come back and like all of this. And so I went for the 1 week and I went and I came back and was just like, yeah, I'll quit. Like, I'm gone. There's no way I'm not doing this for 17 weeks. And it was, Michael played this track, I don't know if you remember this, but he played this track that was like, I've got no 9-to-5. And it was like in the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
And he played this in the opening party and I was just stood there, like, just looked at him, shaking my head.
What a moment.
That was brilliant.
Well, do you know what? It was a good thing that your boss said to you that, you know, you couldn't take it off, because look where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I needed that. Like, I thank Michael for that all the time. Like, I needed that push. I needed someone to kind of give me that,
Yeah.
you know, that opportunity. Bizarrely, I actually got hit up. As I took that job, I got hit up to shoot for Serco. But I can't remember who it was, but this female photographer had hit me and she was like, I can offer you this much. And I was like, that's so low. No, I'd never do that. But I didn't obviously appreciate it, but it's Serco and that's just the way things were. Like, I didn't understand the culture like that.
Yeah.
Like, that was another thing to me, is I wasn't really all that experienced with all of that culture as such. Like, I just loved the music and like that was my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've learnt a lot in the last few years.
Did you have to do a lot of jobs for free to get connections and to work your way in?
No, not really. Like, I don't know, I always say this to people, is like there's a lot of people who are just willing to do it for free and like they want to be in it, and I'm like, That's great. Like, don't get me wrong, like the things I was doing with Michael when I first started, yes, but Michael wasn't the artist he is now. Like, going to Michael and doing that now is like, I don't think that's respectable. Like, I met like Ben Sterling, I met like when he was just starting out, and like I was working with him, and like I would get paid something. I wouldn't get paid what, you know, maybe what I ask for now, but like I was getting paid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not sustainable to do that, you know. But like when I did stuff for free, it was like with my friend, for instance. I shot photos for his Tinder profile, like and things like that. Like, we would just go out to London and walk around the streets and just, I want to take photos of things. And I mean, I stumbled into London Fashion Week, and I would just go and just shoot photos for myself. But it's like, I didn't go around like some people would like take this photo. Oh, I've got this photo of you. I need to give it to you right now. And like they chase it too much. Yeah. Like, you know, I think that's the thing, is I fell into this. And I'm very fortunate, but like I didn't necessarily chase it in that way, you know. It kind of found me, and that's what's been beautiful about it, I think, is it just happened naturally.
I read in a past interview that you've done before that you want to give back to DJs. What's your thought behind that, and how is that by giving your art to them and taking photos, or what is it exactly that you meant by that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of that. I think when I said that, it was kind of like, I want to capture them in their best light possible, like, because it's important for them to get the content. And like some people come to me and they're like, I'm honoured that you're taking my photos, and I'm like, what the hell are you on about? Like, I'm just taking photos. Like, I don't see it like that. Like, you know, I'm just humbly doing my thing. But like, for that, it's like I always try to give my best to people. Like, I want to capture them and it be something special, like I capture his moments. And especially like with Michael as well, it's like he gave me so many opportunities. Like, I always think I get my best out of him, and that's just through that relationship as well. Like, some people like book me to shoot and stuff, and it's just like, it's awkward. You get that sometimes. It's just like, it doesn't gel. I'm very much a vibes person. Like, when the vibe's right. But
I am like that as well.
I can't explain that.
I know exactly what you mean. I get the same, like with an interview. If it's somebody that I don't really vibe with, it can be awkward. And I mean, you squeeze as much as you can out of that person, but it's hard. So I can imagine that that's exactly the same as with you. Yeah.
It's like, I've kind of, that whole authenticity thing is like, again, it's like something I'm really like trying to lean into. It's like how I'm losing my mind on this one, but like, I was like, I've been shooting the film, and then like when I get it developed, I take it to his place, and they do the borders, and it has this white box around it, so it's like, you can see I've not cropped it, and you can see I've not edited it, and I'm like, that's next level. Like, that's how like good I want to be, is, but I haven't had to adjust this at all, and it's done on film. But I think I'm losing my mind.
No, I love it. No, I don't think you are at all. This is like you and the way that you work. I think it's amazing that you stick to that.
Yeah.
You're more of a documentarian, really, than the photographer.
Yeah, like I once put David Attenborough of Raves in my Twitter bio. I think that might still stand. Like, that might be what it is. I actually set up an Instagram page called Rave Attenborough. Which I was just going to do like gimmicky content at the after party, but then I was like, I don't know if people are going to like this, so I never
go one way or another. That could.
Yeah, I did it once at a party. I took Stussy to this Ibiza villa, and I jumped in a bush. I don't know.
Okay, what happened next?
He went to push me. He did that whole joke like George Bush. He's like, "You right, George?" And I was like, "What?" And he went, "Bush," or something. He went to push me in a bush, and he didn't. And then I just jumped in anyway, and I killed someone's bush.
Oh God! And this is all documented.
Maybe, I don't know, somewhere.
I love that. But do you kind of feel like you have a bit of a responsibility of documenting the culture? It's obviously, you know, dance music evolves and changes so quickly. And even though, as we were saying before, there are so many people with cameras in their hands at the moment and phones and stuff, but, you know, you're doing it from a very authentic place. Yeah,
I was gonna say, that is kind of what I think I was like leaning towards, is, but I feel that responsibility of like, you're trying to keep it alive and like do it for the right reasons, and you don't want it to just kind of get watered down to just being content, you know, like, which is what I feel like it has become now. It's like everything's so quick and so perfect, and it's not really, is it done for the right reason? Like, when I was doing it, it was to document, because it was just with a little disposable, and it was like just capturing the vibe, and then it became a job with a digital camera. But now I'm going back to that kind of I want it to feel more authentic. And so, I don't know. I do feel a responsibility for it, but yeah,
it's an interesting place to be in, and I can kind of relate to you because I feel like when I started this podcast in 2019, it very much came from an authentic place of me wanting to learn more about what people did in the music industry, and you know, for them to be able to tell their stories and challenges they've come across throughout their career. And then I feel like I fell into a period of having guests on because they were like, you know, an artist, a hyped artist at that moment, or you know, they were, their algorithm and anything that was posted about that person was really high at that time, and I was like, this is not why I was doing it.
No, that's one thing about being in the office at DC10, and people come in and they're just like, they go up to a DJ, and I've just watched them play, and I was like, that was nothing. Like, not to be rude, but like that was, it wasn't anything special. Like, it was a set, like great, but then they'll be there like, that was the best set ever, and I'm just there like, oh my god, go away, like.
Totally.
Because I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion. Everyone do their own thing, but like, I just feel like it's fakeness for fakeness' sake. You know, like just to kiss someone's ass, like.
Yeah.
To be their friend, but some DJs are gullible to it. Like I see it, and I'm just like, oh god.
No, totally. But I think, you know, documenting for the right reason and having that responsibility, which is the same as I feel with this podcast now, I think that is the beauty behind, you know, the art of photography, videography, interviews, whatever it is, and so that we have in many years to come this whole like beautiful record of stuff that happens in our industry, rather than just being in that moment because they're a hyped DJ.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like that's another thing I think we was going to get onto this later, but like what I want to do, like, you know, moving forward, and that's kind of...
Well, tell me about it now. What is it that you want to do moving forward?
So, I mean, I had this whole kind of epiphany at Coachella this year. I wanted to start a magazine, because I was like, I see magazines and I see the way it works, and I'm like, I don't really know if I believe in that is the reason why I should put someone on my cover. Like, I think for me, it's like the stuff that doesn't get the light of day. Like, that's the stuff that I want to put, but more underground stuff that I'm around, that's like, there's so much talent. Doesn't necessarily even have to be like DJs, but just like, I meet so many people who have brands or they have restaurants, and it's like, just stuff that I'm around and I believe in. I want to give it a platform. And so I was like, that feels like a calling for me in a way. But I've kind of planned I want to try and do 4 exhibitions next year.
Yes, this is what I was hoping you were going to say.
Yeah. And then to end with like my first book, that would be like that would be the idea.
That's huge.
Yeah, so I mean, everyone's been asking me like prints and books and like over years or like anything, but I was like, if I do the 4 exhibitions, they kind of have to amass to something, and I think the book is kind of like my career until now. You know, it's like been a wild bit of a journey. I want it to be like a bit of a learning curve for like people getting into content creation and all of this, and also just show some of the philosophies as to what I've done and how I've got here.
100%.
And I mean, my philosophies, if that's anything to go by, but some of the madness, and just like give some insight to it all, you know. Like, I think the photos are like, they're great, they speak for themselves, but it's nice to sometimes explain like what went into capturing this photo.
Yeah.
Because people don't, that's the art of it. Like, people don't appreciate like, oh, I had to do like all of this to get into that situation to even have the opportunity to take that photo.
Exactly.
So it's like kind of documenting that. I don't know, it just feels like a good time to do it.
100%. I think that it would be such a great idea for you to be able to tell your story behind the lens.
Yeah, so it's there. It's a slow process. I've kind of just sent out decks for the exhibition. So.
Wow. So exhibition would be first.
Sorry. Exhibition would be first. Yeah, I'm trying to do one in March, one in like June, July, one in September, and one in December. So kind of spread, and then to travel it. So, I mean, my career has like mainly been, obviously I started in the UK, then I went to like Amsterdam, I went to Ibiza, I went to Miami, like kind of, that was like my kind of circuit. They're like the main places I will go. And so actually the first exhibition I wanted to do was in Miami, because I want to like document my journey with Michael, and like kind of him, our journey together, and then him getting cancer and returning, and like that's just a beautiful kind of story.
Really beautiful.
And that was like me becoming a photographer, like, because without him I never would have become a photographer. And then my second exhibition I want to do with the guys from No Art in Amsterdam at their festival, because they was the guys who like got me to shoot more. I was shooting film anyway, but they were the ones who was like, we just want film, like no digital. And that for me like really pushed me to be like to the more artistic side of like of it, you know. So like kind of showing some of those images, which I'm really, really proud of. That's like the next step of my career. And then my third, I want to do an exhibition at DC10, which was like something I've been speaking about for like 2 years. Because to turn the club into a gallery would be like, you know, a cultural moment.
Unreal.
So that's something I've been in the back of my mind for like 2 years, and like now it makes sense to do it. And that would be like the kind of art versus content creation, because with Antonio, he drilled it into me, no photos of a DJ. And I was like, what do you mean no photos of a DJ? That's all I've done my whole career.
I think it's super interesting that there's certain venues and artists and industry people that have, you know, played a part in, sorry, what am I trying to say here? But in my head it sounded right. There's certain venues, promoters and artists that have really helped you as a creative with giving you, like, for example, you know, No Art saying that they want film only, and like Circo Loco that they don't want pictures of the DJ booth, whereas, you know, if you hadn't have worked with them, you may have done it a different way.
Yeah, I always find that really weird. Like, I don't know, I've become a bit of a believer in fate and a silver lining. Like, you feel, again, like, I just go with what feels right. And by doing that, it's always led me down this kind of right path. And like, occasionally I do things where I'm like, and then you feel like you're straying off the path.
Yeah.
But like, whenever I've stuck to the path, like, it's always, beautiful things have always happened, you know? So it's weird. Like, I'm not like religious or anything like that, but like, I do kind of believe in fate, and like, these things have happened for that reason, and it's,
What was it like shooting at DC10 with the no phone policy at Solid Grooves? Did that change the environment? For you?
Yeah, I mean, so Michael always comes and does those, and he does like the early terrace slot, and the energy's just unrivaled. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen DC10 like that. Like, very few occasions where you just goes nuts. I mean, you see all the videos back in the day, like the daytime terrace, and it looked bonkers. And I wish I got to see that with my own eyes, but I didn't. It's before my time. But like the no phones thing, it does really kind of, a lot of people are pushing that now.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. It's weird, but it also only works, I think, in certain places. Like, because it's like, it has to be respected. And certain clubs, they just don't have, like, the security has to be a bit like...
There as well, with their little torch.
Yeah, and like, you need like, I don't want to say aggressive, but you need to have like people who are actually gonna like police it. Yeah. You know, some clubs, it's just they don't have the respect for the crowd to care for it.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, that's that.
What's the proudest project that you've ever worked on, or your proudest ever photo?
Oh, that's tough. I have a couple. Can I give a couple, or does it have to be one?
Give a couple, that's fine.
I mean, I think my most favourite photo I ever took was that one of Michael when he came back to DC10, like mid-cancer treatment. That was ridiculous, like as a moment, like, and it meant so much to me. Like, that was a really tough time. I think, like, him going away. Obviously, I did one season with Solid Grooves, and for him to just like not be around, and it's like that was quite a dark time, I would say. And then for him to come back the way he did, it was such a magical night, and obviously like everything's been great ever since. But like, that for me will always be like such a special photo. It's not my best photo by far, but it's like, it's just such a moment, like. Yeah. And I think for me that means so much. And then maybe outside of that, I went to like Coachella this year. Like, I was going through like a bit of a crisis in confidence. So I was like, it's just part of the job. But I was at Coachella and I was like, I don't know if I'm like all this and that. And I took my camera to see Post Malone because I love Post Malone. But the photos I took then are like, I honestly think they're just ridiculous. Like, it's me in an essence, because I like to like sub-frame photos. I don't know if that resonates with anyone, but it's like you have the subject and then you have like silhouettes, and then you kind of like frame the subject a bit more with with that, so it's like a frame within a frame. I do a lot of that. But like some of these are just like, there's this one with like this guy's like fingers, and it's just like his arched body and it's perfectly framed. That's the sort of stuff that gets me going when I'm doing my job. I'm like, that's a photo. And so like some of that I'm really, really proud of.
You must get such a buzz when you know that you've just taken an amazing picture.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't realise until after as well, because you take so many, but like but there are certain ones that you take and you're like, that was good.
Yeah.
Especially like with the film thing as well, it's kind of like I have a little bit of a weird ritual now where I'm like, I'll be like heavy breathing. I'm like, what am I doing? But
really?
I feel it. It's like you feel the photo more.
I love that.
I've recently been doing like test shoots with models. Like I've never done that before. Like always people are asking me to do it, and I was just like, no, I don't. Again, it just didn't feel right. But like one of the kind of VIPs at Serco offered me to like shoot for them, and it was like for a big brand. And I was just like, yeah, I'm down to do that. Like, and the photos, again, something I'm super proud of. Like it's just not really my usual. I shot it all on film, and it was just magical. Like how well that went. I don't know.
That's so nice. To be able to feel that.
Yeah, like in the moment it felt good, and then you have to wait a week to get the results back. It's horrid.
Yeah,
so.
It's like countdown to Christmas. Right, I would chat with you for hours,
yeah,
but
we're probably
we
out
have
of time.
10 minutes left, but I do have a round of quick fire questions that we do with everyone.
Oh no.
Sorry. Right, question number 1. Who is the DJ with the best dance moves?
Oh God. Best dance move? Like Trauma or someone, I think. I don't know, who's got the moves? None of them dance.
Yeah.
Like Stussie's pretty good. Stussie's got his little... yeah, Stussie's pretty good.
5 artists to keep an eye on.
Oh, you're going to get me in trouble. 5. I can't say 5. Can I have a minute? Can I have a minute before this is just recorded?
You can have a minute.
5. Oh, this is terrible. Because I don't like this, because I feel like I'm around people who are just like they're already doing stuff. I don't want to like just put people on who are already doing stuff.
Yeah. Well, we can skip that one if you want.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to just like shout out a bunch of Serco residents. Everyone's like, oh,
right, I'll skip that one. I'll skip that one.
Sorry.
Right, who is the best DJ that you've ever seen perform?
Oh, I mean, Villalobos on a good day.
Yeah.
I've had some crazy ones at Fabric, but it's so hard. Some of them, like sometimes they're really, like these DJs can be insanely good. I'm trying to think of the guy I saw at Fold that time. The name's eluding me right now, but same sort of thing. Like I saw him there, and I was like, wow, this is like the craziest set, and the music was so different. And then I've seen him again, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, like, it happens.
Yeah,
it does.
It does. But they're like experimental.
Yeah.
Like it's like sometimes they really get it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah. What does the industry need more of in 2026?
Individuality. Like right now, actually Beltran's actually someone I'll shout out for. Like right now, Beltran is insane. Like, he's already smashing it, but like his music, I even said this to him, he feels like a Villalobos for like a different sound. Like the way he's like layering his music, and it's like every other DJ is just playing like hits, or like like my friend said to me, he's like, stop like leaning towards easy music, like, and like Beltran's playing like his sounds, like, and it's like I find that so much more impressive. Like it's individuality.
I love that. Nobody said that before, and I really like that. Right, you throw a dinner party, and you can invite 5 DJs over. Who do you invite over, and what do you cook?
I mean, Seth's got to be there.
Yeah.
Seth's cooking ribs. You're on rib duty, Seth. Who else would like? Paulser is like, I say he's like Gandhi. I don't know if you've ever sat and spoke with Paulser, but like he's like the most intellectual, just chill guy. So the Paulser's got to be there. Who's got the jokes? I need someone with some. Seth's got jokes. Oh, I can't pick 5. Tennis, yeah. Tennis should have to be. He's a good cook as well.
He's a brilliant cook.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Trauma's meant to be a really good cook as well, and he's quite funny. So Trauma, you can come along. And do you know when the floods were on in Ibiza? The floods were on.
When it flooded in Ibiza.
Yeah, that's how the floods were on. We got locked into Giuliano's apartment with who was it? Obi, Johnny Rock, and Francesco Delgado. And it was the craziest back-to-back I got to experience whilst Obi cooked crazy food. Like he was cooking Italian food.
No way.
Like, so yeah, Obi, you're on my list.
Love that.
You can get in the kitchen again.
He's on the dinner guest list. Who was the last DJ that you messaged and what did it say?
Can I check?
Yeah.
Probably something inappropriate. Who is it? Sorry, I have to scroll a little way here.
He gets a lot of messages.
I
He's
don't-
a very in-demand person.
No, I don't know. I actually haven't messaged him. Oh, Rossi. What did I say to Rossi? I've sent him a voice note. Let's not play that. Probably, well, we're doing a press shoot next week, so it was something to do with
Something
that.
about the press shoot.
Yeah, work.
What's the best photo you've ever taken by accident?
By accident? Oh, I don't know. Sometimes the film camera like misfires and you get these like weird light trails, but like nothing like by accident. Actually, I spoke with Fabi earlier. Fabi said to mention this photo, but I can't tell you what this photo was. But Fabi, there's a photo of you that the world should see, and it won't.
I want to see the Fabi picture.
I can show you the
I
Fabi
want to
photo.
see the Fabi photo. Okay.
Oh dear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, a DJ that needs their own Netflix documentary.
It's got to be Seth again. I mean, he's already doing the podcast. I don't know if you can watch it. It's
I
brilliant.
know, it's so good.
It's brilliant. But like, they're just cuckoo. Like imagine just following them around and just documenting. That'd be insane.
That would be so much fun. Would
Yeah.
you like to tour with Seth?
Yeah. I mean, Pierre. I leave that to Pierre. That's like his job. I won't tread on his toes. But like, I always love hanging out with him. I'm always appreciative of his time.
Yeah.
Like any of the DJs, like the kind of you're around. It's just like,
It's fun.
yeah. Like I feel honoured always. Like, you know.
Totally. And I'm sure they feel honoured to be with you as well.
Oh, hopefully. No.
Finally, because this is called Can You Put Me on Guest List, do you have a guest list rule?
Guest list rule. So this year I tried to implement like no regulars. You don't ask me every week. Please don't ask me every week. But if it's like someone from out of town that's a very good friend and like they ask me and like they're in town for a week only, yes, that's my rule. I try to help out the people who don't get it all the time, but I don't. Them people who just like every week buy a ticket, man. Please, just buy a ticket.
Yes.
Maybe my fees will go up. Oh dear.
And finally, I said finally last time, but finally again, we play a game called Pass the Question, where every guest passes a question on to the next guest.
Okay.
So the last guest was Chris of Vanguard,
Oh, nice.
and his question was, what was the last thing that you said no to?
That was the last thing I said no to. I'm going to need a second. What was the last thing I said? I can't say no. I'm a big yes person. It's actually terrible. The last thing I said no to. I honestly don't know. The last thing I said no to.
He's just a yes person.
I'm just a yes person. I can't not be a yes person.
Do you find it hard to say no?
I do, yeah. I'm like very caught up in like wanting to be everywhere. Like this whole documentarian thing. Like I have this whole thing about I want to be at every party and I want to take photos of everything, and like it's not sustainable. The last thing I said no to. Oh, I don't know. I don't honestly.
That's not.
I don't say no.
That's it. He doesn't say no. He doesn't say no.
To the guest list.
Yeah, exactly. To not going on the guest list. Okay, so what would your question be to the next guest?
Where do you see this scene in 5 years?
Interesting. I like it.
Because it's just going, it's nuts. With AI and everything, I'm scared.
It's very scary.
We're going to replace the DJ with like a holographic setting.
I think it's getting to a point though where people just going back to, you know, authenticity and real things. People want that. I think it will get to a point where everyone's like, this is too scary.
Just over it, yeah.
What's this?
That's a sticker that says Circle Loco Photo Film.
It's a
And it
very-
needs to come off.
Very big sticker.
Yeah, it's got bigger. It's just growing. I'm just going to take that off.
Oh, no, not.
Sorry.
Sorry. Before we end, I just want to see how heavy your bag is.
Okay, yeah, go.
This is the video. Is it this one?
Yeah, which one do you want?
That you said the one that's got.
Oh
all
yeah,
your
the camera one.
cameras
Yeah,
in.
you want that one?
Wait, this one?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. This is the. I'm stuck.
You're stuck. Do you want some help?
How do you travel with this?
I don't know, but it's definitely not on the limit. Like, if they weigh me, I'm screwed. That thing's got to be 30 kilos.
This is so heavy.
And it's lopsided. Mum, I need a new Christmas bag. New bag.
Mum, he needs a new
I
bag.
need a new bag. That thing has seen some shit.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's been amazing.
That was so lovely.
Yeah.
I'm, as you know, a huge fan of you as a person, a huge fan of your work, and it's been an absolute honour to have you on the
Thank you.
podcast. Thank you.
Cheers.